Exhibition Gothic Modern at the Albertina shows something important about modern art. Modernism did not just break the past, it looked back. Around 1900, many artists turned to medieval art from Northern Europe. This return to Gothic art was especially strong in German-speaking and Nordic countries. Vienna at the same time was a key meeting point. One of the most admired medieval artists around 1900 was Matthias Grunewald. His Eisenham altarpiece became a powerful reference. Around 1900, these images circulated widely as prints and reproductions. Throughout the exhibition, medieval works are shown next to modern ones. Portraits from the 15th century stand next to portraits from the 20th. They share style, attitude, and also the way how faces are turned inwards. A striking example is Paula Modersohn-Becker. She focused on peasant women, painted them with great simplicity and calm. Gustav von der Woestijne combines inspiration from the early Italian paintings and the Flemish primitives, from artists like Giotto, Fra Angelico, with the inspirations from Jan van Eyck and Rogier van der Weyden. In symbolist art, nature becomes a metaphor for inner states, fears and desires. Arnold Böckling's Isle of the Dead became an image that defines an entire generation. Nature is no longer neutral, it feels inhibited, mysterious, sometimes threatening. Sascha Schneider's feelings of dependence shows this inward turn clearly. The figure is isolated, tense, withdrawn into itself. There is no clear story, only a sense of inner conflict. This is Gothic inwardness, translated into modern psychology. Death is another central theme. In the Middle Ages, death was part of everyday life. Around 1900s, artists returned to medieval images of death to make sense of their own time. The Dance of Death, or the Danse Macabre, is one of these images. It shows death as a companion who comes for everyone, popes and kings, peasants and children alike. Death is not only terrifying, it can also appear ironic, seductive, and even familiar. Van Gogh is my personal favorite because it's also linked to Antwerp. He painted it in 1886. Death becomes here strangely human, with a very humoristic everyday gesture. Hans Holbein the Younger played a key role. His images of death appears suddenly in ordinary scenes, at work, at home, in daily life. These images circulated widely. Robert Budzinski gives his own interpretation of as a reflection on social instability. Käthe Kollwitz also looked closely at Holbein's Death Christ in the Tomb, but she uses the classical Pietà as the inspiration. The cries of Matthias Grunewald and Hans Holbein inspire modern artists. Arnold Böckling traveled to Kalmar to get the inspiration and to picture this in his interpretation, not the classical Pietà, but more distanced relationship. Franz von Stuck makes the same. This physical intensity also shaped the modern depiction of the body. Egon Schiele was often described as a neo-Gothic artist. He studied medieval art and owned Gothic sculptures. In his work, Gothic influence appears in the body itself. Sharp angles, tensed gestures, the body becomes a direct expression of inner states, desire, fear, vulnerability. Similar ideas appear in the sculptures of George Mina and in the expressionist art more broadly. For Edvard Munch, life, love, and death formed one continuous cycle. He returned again and again to themes of intimacy, jealousy, fear, and alienation. This couple may be in a romantic situation, but that gives the idea she's biting him. The curators wanted to end this exhibition on a positive note. Akseli Gallen-Kallialas add astra. The work is framed like a Gothic altarpiece. Christian symbols are transformed into a modern vision of renewal, transcendence, and human striving. Gothic Modern shows that modern art found new ways to address life and death and the search for meaning.